All right, well, we're very pleased to now be joined from California, Mr. John Hoven, Mayor NHL on Twitter.com, and mayorsmanor.com, of course, is the website. And, John, the song's for you. John, you there?
I'm here. I like it.
Little wrestling song for John.
That's good.
How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great now. Let's see if I have any, see more CM Punk references for you tonight.
Yeah, really. Now, John, interesting start to this series. Certainly, people thinking it's going to go a long ways, that it won't be a 4 or 5 game series. Your thoughts on what you've seen in the first 2 frames?
Well, actually, earlier today when I asked for my prediction, I said it was going to be the Kings in 5 games. I thought it would be a short series. That's taking nothing away from the Sharks.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a tight battle here, although the Kings have played just so much better at home this year compared to what they've played on the road. And having home ice advantage should be a distinct, advantage, I guess, for them. Sorry, somebody's walking by me with coffee, and I didn't want to get spilled on. Staying in the hallway of the press box.
Sure.
But it's a very interesting start to the game so far. The Sharks are out shooting them 19-16, and the Sharks they came out flying for the first 5 minutes, and Jonathan Quick, as he's known to do, is really the reason why the Sharks didn't score, and the Kings were able to capitalize with 2 goals. Right now, they're both been credited to Slava Voinov, who's just really elevated his game from where he was just even a year ago, as a rookie defenseman in the league.
Yeah, amazing, isn't it? 4 goals in these playoffs, and certainly, they would rather have a guy like Willie Mitchell in that lineup in addition to Voinov and the rest of the boys, but just an amazing performance so far in this year's postseason for him. Very important that the Kings killed those penalties, wasn't it, John? In light of what the Sharks did on the power play in the first round.
Yeah, the Sharks certainly have a potent power play, and like you said, you saw what they did to Vancouver in their 4-game sweep there. The Kings on defense, like you also mentioned, are of course missing Willie Mitchell and Matt Green as they have been all year, which has had an impact on their ability to kill penalties at times. The PK was really one of the strengths of this team over the last couple of years. And when you lose guys like Willie Mitchell and Matt Green, defensively you are going to take a step back. But players like Jake Muzzin, Keaton Ellerby, some of the younger guys have had to step in there, and certainly Voinov has expanded his role and playing much better this year.
John, we know about Logan Couture and the exploits he's done so far in the first round for the Sharks here. Who do you think, from the San Jose perspective, needs to step up his game to really help the Sharks upend the Kings if they want to move beyond the second round?
Yeah, of course, Logan Couture, some say a future Hart contender. He's going to come through. Joe Thornton, interesting statistic when I was looking through some of the stats coming into the series. Jeff Carter, of course, scored more goals against the Western Conference than any other player this season. He had 0 goals in the 4 games between L.A. and San Jose. That's on the L.A. side. And over on the San Jose side, I mentioned, Joe Thornton there, the captain of the team. He has played against the Pacific Division, of course, more than any other division or any other teams in the National Hockey League, and the fewest goals that Thornton has scored against any team happens to be Los Angeles. 12 goals against Los Angeles compared to, say, 16 against some of the other teams in the Pacific, led by 20 goals against the Phoenix Coyotes.
Chatting with John Hoven live at the Staples Center as we talk Kings-Sharks opening round game, or rather second round opening game. 2-0 Kings after 2 periods of play. We'll just take another minute of John's time here as he gets ready to get his coffee. And now, what kind of refreshments are you grabbing there in between periods?
I'm all over the board. I'll grab a water some nights, maybe a Coke, a Mountain Dew, but those are hard to come by. There's usually only a few of those in the cooler here. But no coffee for me on game night.
All right. Now, John, anybody that's not playing in this series on either side that could be a game changer coming back in the lineup, for me, it's maybe a Martin Havlat.
That would be a contender, obviously, from a Sharks perspective. They made a few changes, or a change on their 4th line tonight, and I guess they'll be making changes there throughout the series. From an LA perspective, Matt Green is close to, if not ready to come back. It's just a question of when Sutter wants to put him back into the lineup. But in talking to Matt Green yesterday, he appears to be, ready to go. So the question just would be, when does Daryl Sutter want to work him into the lineup? It's very difficult to work a guy like Matt Green into the lineup, though, when he hasn't played. And you don't want to say he's not in game shape, but his game is so much about eating eating up defensive minutes. You can't really hide him, at 6 minutes a night on the power play like maybe you could with a specialist like Simone Gagne in the Stanley Cup playoffs last year. You need 15 minutes out of a guy like Matt Green if you're going to put him in the lineup. So we'll have to see how that works out. And also, Sutter's other adjustment that he went to in the first round was to go with 7 defensemen, bringing in Alec Martinez and working him in. So we'll see if he stays with that type of thinking, or if he has to make an in-series adjustment here as things wear on.
Last question for you, Justin Williams, so key down the stretch for the Kings in the regular season and opening round as well. How's he looking so far?
Well, Justin Williams, through the first maybe 4 or 5 games of that series with St. Louis, was arguably the Kings' MVP. Jonathan Quick, though, you really have to look to your goaltender when you're going to win a 6-game series, and you never have more than a 1-goal lead. Tonight, actually, is the Kings' first 2-goal lead in the playoffs, which is pretty interesting. And the Sharks also never trailed by 2 goals in their series with Vancouver. But specifically to number 14, he has another gear. That's what a lot of his teammates talk about at this time of year. Justin Williams kicks it into another gear, and in the first round, he was everything, and more.
For more coverage on the Kings and this game, mayorsmanor.com. And you can also follow John on twitter.com/MayorNHL. John, thanks so much. Really appreciate your time tonight.
All right. We'll talk to you later, boys. Have a good night.
All right. There you go. That's John Hoven of mayorsmanor.com.